Ruth, welcome back to Ireland.
Thank you.
Congratulations on Loving. It's absolutely fantastic. I always find with these type of films, it always kind of falls on the two actors for the relationship. And you and Joel have such an incredible rapport together. What was it like, kind of building that kind of courtship and that and getting there?
It was really, really lovely and good fun, and I think we both felt it was a huge honour getting to play this couple, and that the responsibility of playing any real life couple is kind of huge, but this couple who changed the legislation, the Constitution of the United States, but also they were just their love was extraordinary and radiant and shining, and they were just such lovely people. So we both sort of we knew individually and as a couple that we were going to do them justice by any means necessary. And the lovely thing is that I think we're kind of similar actors in the sense that we like a set to be kind and warm and supportive, and I think we were very aware of being each other's support system, along with a great rest of the cast and crew. Yeah. And I think very early on, we're strange enough, our relationship from its developed in sync sort of with their relationship. There was very little words. We just knew instinctively how to fit in it. Yeah. And I love that idea that you don't need to decide, oh, I'm going to stand here now and you'll stand there, and I'll say this and I'll be really sad here and then you can see what happens to you. I think it was that kind of lovely kind of reliance, so it's like a dance. And I think that allows each other to be brave and fully commit and inhabit these amazing souls, really.
You were talking over there about your supporting cast. There's one particular character I thought was amazing from a very weird point of view, was Sheriff Brooks, played by Martin as, what was it like with those scenes? Because you had some very intense scenes between the two of you. What was that like?
Again, Martin is another one of those actors who is incredibly kind and gifted, and I think it's amazing working with actors who have such a quiet confidence in their ability that there's no kind of bombast there, you know. There's a very much kindness, looking after one another, and also you kind of realize that you see everyone else is doing such great work, and it kind of raises your game, you know, and you think it's such a lovely thing to work with. It just feels like something special. There's an alchemy that happens then, and it's really beautiful. And he's so lovely, you know, and so, you know, and I think in order to do that character justice, he really met that fierceness. Yeah. But what you can see underneath that this man, he really did think that he was in the right. Yeah. He wasn't just some sort of sadist, because that would be too easy, because you can't dismiss all those people with those views as sadists, because that's not the truth.
Yeah,
there was
their DNA.
Well, I think what the scary thing is that it could be someone who was friends with you and they still didn't like the fact that you might have been marrying their brother or sister or something, and I think that's a lot for people to digest. But we wanted to show the complexities of race and the American South, not just what we've seen before. Yeah. That's quite blunt, can be quite blunt representations.
And with those type of scenes, was there any times that it got maybe a bit too real, that there was maybe it was just so intense with Martin, or any of the other times throughout the film that maybe you just had to take a step back?
I think I would only feel that never happened. I would only feel that if I didn't feel safe, and if I didn't trust everyone else. And I think trust is integral to this, being in this industry, because you're going to places that you're not just, they're very real. I mean, they may not be, they're simulated, but when you simulate, you can't help but, you know, absorb some of that. Yeah. You know, it's completely expected, and it's unavoidable. But I think if you establish trust with your cast, your crew, especially your director and the cast you're going to be working most intimately and intensively with, you sort of sign this unwritten contract together. So I never once felt that. In fact, I felt the opposite. I felt very minded, and I think you can still, you know, perform very viscerally and instinctively in a place of safety as well. I really do.
And finally, Ruth, what would you hope that audiences take away from Loving? You know, now that we're in such an odd time in our own kind of history.
I would take. I hope that people would take away from watching this film that we have differences, we don't have differences, but I think that love our differences. You know, accept differences, love them. Don't just think that we all need to be the same to be equal. We don't all need to be the same to be of worth. We don't all need to be the same to, you know, have ownership of the space that we inhabit, and that we all really are. I think if we realize we're just trying to live, I think we'd be nicer people to one another, and not creating barriers and walls and divides. You know.
Ruth, thanks very much, and congratulations on Loving.